What's up, guys? Skyknight here, and today I have another deck profile for you, and this one's going to be kind of weird. Slight intro. I was running through my cards, and I was checking online, looking at some cards because I was going to buy some new cards to help with some other decks, finish some other decks, get some cards for the retro battles, because I love doing those. And I got to thinking, the games are all really much centered around the same cards, especially for a lot of the units. So you got your Royal Paladin decks with the Vanguard, Alt Miles, some people running MLB, Alfred's running out there, or even and the list goes on, especially whether they're playing Novas or Exceptional Expertise, Rising Nova, or Break Ride, Ogle. And the list goes on. But then there are a lot of cards out there that work and are for their own decks. And it got me thinking, why can't I make a deck and focus on those cards? Now, by all means, they're probably not as strong as the other clans or the other deck builds, but I think they deserve their own right to shine in the limelight. Again, this is a card game, and most decks come out of random ideas, like the Grade 1 Rush or the Grade 2 Genocide Jack deck. There's certain decks, are made out of insanity, if you will. All it takes is a good thought to create a new deck. So for you guys today, I have a deck called the Cosmic Alternative. And this is a Dimension Police deck that doesn't run those main bosses. It is a Cosmic Hero deck, and let me show you what I'm working with. So for my Grade 3 units, I'm running 4 Grand Guardies and 4 Grand Mantles. That's right, guys. I'm doing a burst deck, and this is gonna be fun. I was piecing it together, and I'm like, this looks like fun. So, why Grand Guardian? Because he has an awesome G-Break ability, but an even more awesomer second ability, which is an act of Counterblast 4, Soul Blast 6, and it gets plus 10k power and plus 2 drive check until the end of turn. That is straight power. The first ability, which is G-Break, if it meets the power requirement, when it drive checks a Grade 3, counter charge 1, soul charge 1, and it can, if it powers even further north, my rear guards get an extra 2k. But it has the burst ability, which is the most important thing of this whole deck. Second, Grand Mantle, as you guys know, it's usually used in the Cosmic Hero deck for Gallop. The cards are great. When this enters the battlefield, for the second ability, or enters the Vanguard, you can search for a card with burst. I mean, it's great. Check top 5 for burst, and then if your Vanguard's power is 15k or more, this gets plus 4k, and if your Vanguard's power is 35k or more, you give your Vanguard plus 4k. So the second ability is primarily on stride. The first ability is on or off stride. So great card. You're gonna see why how I'm utilizing Grand Guardian's ability, because I have a very cheeky way. Some of you guys are like, I see what you're doing, Sky. So next, I run 3 Grand Fires. I know you guys haven't seen this card in a minute, but I was trying to find what works for the deck and how can I reach certain powers at the beginning of each combat, and Grand Fires seem to be the card choice for me. Next, I run 4 Grand Volvers with its buddy pair, Grand Sub. So these are the dynamic duos. You usually see them up front with each other. As you know, this guy has resist, act. Once per turn, counterblast 1, give it and another unit 4k. And if your Vanguard's power is at 30k or more, if this hits, you countercharge 2. This one, you give your Vanguard If this gets plus 4k, you give your Vanguard plus 4k, and if it hits, retire a unit on your opponent's field, or they get to choose something to retire. Since it's not D police or D rebels. So those are the grand pair. You know, this will help Guardy get to the power levels. For grade 3s, or for grade 1s, excuse me, I'm running 3 stride enablers because sometimes you need to get there. I'm running 4 the G perfect guards. And you're like, Skynet, it's not going to be enough. That is... The counterblast 4, soul blast 6, that's a hefty amount. I'm getting there, guys. I'm going to show you the secret tech. 3 Grand Ladies, because you can rest her. Because of how she works, your Vanguard, primarily, if you're not striding, will have a burst ability. Or if you're striding into Gallop, your Gallop will have a burst ability as well. So she's really good. So you give out +8 for her. And lastly, 4 Hyako, Snow Element Hyakos. During your main phase, you bind 2 of these from your field, and you can release the ability for Grand Guardy. Right here. Soul Blast 6, Counterblast 4. So, pretty much, you bind 2 of these, and the bottom ability is gone, and you just say you act it, and you don't pay nothing. So, that's the whole premise. I think you'll be able, at most, luckily, you'll be able to get this off once. If you're lucky. Because so much stuff can go wrong. Like, these end up in the damage zone, or your opponent kills it off, or you have to ride one of these. So I think, at most, you'll be able to get one off. But once is all you really need, isn't it? To possibly hit your opponent really hard. Yes. My starter is Hop, because I do enjoy drawing and countercharging. I think it's very fair. Trigger lineup. 4 draws. 4 heals. And 8 stands. Now you're probably wondering, why 8 stands? Well, I could have went the normal route of Crit City, which, again, is viable, I guess. Could have went Crit City, but I felt, especially with the Grand Ladies, I think with the Grand Ladies becoming rest during my main phase, and I can attack first with my Vanguard, and if I get a stand trigger, I can restand the Grand Ladies, so they have already given the power off to wherever they want, but now that they're stood during the battle phase, they can attack. Boosting whatever is up front, which is really helpful, to be honest. So I ran stands just so I can help the Grand Ladies. I didn't want to put the Grand. I want to put the Grand Ladies up to 4, but I can't because I don't know where to pull from, which is really, really sad. Probably I'd pull from a stride enabler, but again, sometimes you need to get there. So this is my trigger lineup: 4 heals, 4 draws, 8 stands, which is the Operator Girl Rika, because then I can draw from her, and the Cosmic Hero. That way I can increase the power level where I need to for it to be. All right, time to stride. So for the stride units, G Guardians first. I'm running 2 Patriots and 3 Ex-Caravus. 5 because you never know what's going to happen, and I don't want to be in a situation where I'm going to need an extra something. So if I'm just, I'm here, but sometimes, since I'm in stride format, I know I'm going to need an extra Caravel, because attacking with the Vanguard's important. I need the extra 10k. So this is why I'm running an extra Caravel, because sometimes it'll just be like this, while I'm just striding into that. You know, or if I could stride into this. But really, it's That's a number. Next is a sea breeze, because sometimes your opponent thinks you're a coward. Or sometimes your opponent is a coward. One rogue. One phoenix. One falcon. 4 gallops, because you're running, what's her face? You're running Grand Lady. And 3 tigers, because you want to kill them. And that's pretty much the lineup. It's nothing real special, guys. This is the cosmic alternative. If you guys have a special deck like that, please post it in the comment section below. I'm definitely curious to see what your rogue deck builds are. This was a lot of fun to build, to be honest. I had a blast building this. I may even feature it in one of the matches. If there's like a like on this video or 2 likes on this video, I will feature this build in one of my fights. And yeah. Alright guys, catch you later.